Hello folks and welcome to my channel. So this is a follow-on from yesterday's video where I shared my experiences of time travel. And during that video we briefly touched on, from what I remember, Ground Zero, which was where the Twin Towers were, and the Bronte Parsonage in Haworth, which was where the famous Bronte sisters did their writing. Before I carry on with this video, I'm just going to give some housekeeping for those that haven't yet seen those videos so that they know where they can catch up with that content. It's only fair. So I have a few playlists on this channel, two of which are channelings. So if you want to see the Bronte channelings where I've channeled all three Bronte sisters, also as well Branwell Bronte and their father Patrick Bronte, if you go to my channeling playlist and scroll down, you will come across those videos. The Patrick Bronte one is in a series of videos. There is also a playlist on that channel called Ancient Mysteries, on my a playlist on that on my channel called Ancient Mysteries, where you will find videos already where you'll find God, I'm off the time traveling video and the that I did yesterday to catch up with it, and videos on Titanic because Titanic had a similar vibe. So I am as actually as fresh to this as you are. So yesterday it came out when we were talking and doing cards that there is a very strong possibility that Ground Zero and the Bronte Parsonage can be used for time travel. And that maybe in some respects, what we witnessed in 2001, we know it was many things, but also it was an opportunity for clearance, awakening, but also time travel, where many souls can choose to disappear at once, shielded as an accident or as a tragedy, and they can time travel. So things like Bermuda Triangle, and there is also a video on my channel about that in the Ancient Mysteries. Right. So let's start with Ground Zero. I've got three decks in front of me. I've got the Tarot of Traditions. I've got The Golden Future by Diana Cooper. I've also got The Shaman's Dream by Alberto Villoldo and Colette Baron Reid. Just get myself ready. Make sure we're recording because I'd hate to do one of these longer videos and not be recording. So tuning into the energy of the land at Ground Zero, 9/11, taking us right back before it was built on. What's the energy of the land? I'm seeing like a tunnel, like an energetic tunnel, like a gateway, where it's got like when you go into a building, it says like I don't know if it's the same in the States or abroad, but over here it'll be like exit, entrance next to each other with big letters on. That's what I'm seeing there in the ground. So there's a place where energies can go in, and there's a place where energies can come out. That's interesting. I'm seeing the land, and I'm seeing the fact that whatever is underneath that land couldn't tolerate what was above it with the two twin towers. Now, I know there was no earth, I don't think there was an earthquake that day, but let's face it, there's a lot of mystery around it. Um, yes, because the new building. So I'm just thinking out because I have been to ground and I'm trying to get my head into gear about where what is what. Interesting. Yes, yes. Oh my God. Because from what I remember, where the two towers were, it's like there's holes where they've dug down in the earth. This is from my memory, physical memory, and they're both like waterfalls. So that actually resonates with exit and entrance and water, because also, as well, we said yesterday, you can use water, fire, air, music to do this, all like standing stones, etc. And it makes it more understandable that whatever is there in that land could not tolerate those buildings there. I need to turn my phone off. Apologies. Yes, I don't usually have it on. Let's have a look. The sun. That's a stop shuffling. We landed on the sun. The Queen of Pentacles. Abundant land. Divine feminine. We'll take 4 cards. Ace of Swords. Truth. King of Pentacles. The Chariot. I think I'm going to take 5. And 8 of Cups. Emotional fulfillment. It's interesting because I'm seeing how I saw it entrance and exit, entrance and exit. Years, and I'm talking years and years and years and years and years and years and years ago, that bit of land was used to transport, to time travel. Um, and there are many places like this where time has moved on, they've just been built on top of. And those places, the buildings that are there, there's just unrest there because it's messing with the codes of the land, the frequencies of the land. It's interesting. I'm seeing the 9/11 tragedy, and I'm seeing the people that were in there and passed and transitioned, and I'm seeing that some of them were actually galactics in bodysuits in order to show humanity something. We're being blocked from something. There's something. Oh, we know we're being blocked from a lot of things. From a lot of things. Um, there's a reason why money. I mean, the trade centers, from what I know, were places of money. I think was it CIA or what's the other corporate? What's the other place? What's the other thing? Not CIA. Is it CIA? It's not CIA. What was it? They mentioned it on the bus tour. We went on a bus tour around New York. It's not CIA. What is the thing in America? What is it? Is it CIA? I don't know. I'm not going to start Googling. But there's something very similar. There was something very similar in those buildings. Um, it's almost like on some level, maybe on somebody knew the frequency of that land, so decided to put buildings on it to do with money and wealth. Do you get what I'm saying? But that's misusing power. And when you play with it, and when you play with the sacred geometry of the land in order to twist it to make something different out of it, there is always a payback. Um, which is when you see standing stone circles that have been controlled by, I mean, like, for example, Stonehenge that is now owned by English Heritage. And it's got barriers around it, which I get why they've got barriers around it, but they're making money out of it for people to see it. There's constantly going to be issues there until it's actually handed back to people because these standing stones they weren't meant to be, well, a lot of them weren't meant to be controlled in that way. They need to go back to the people. So those areas of land, Yeah, the greed of others. The greed. It, you know, Queen of Pentacles, she's a mature woman that sits on her throne with abundance. She's gone through all her trials and tribulations, and she's got wisdom of which she brings to the planet. And that was the truth of it. That's something to do with that land there. This is the truth. But the truth is also that men with money and power, or the masculine energy, the damaged masculine energy, wanted it to take forward their own agenda and their own greed and power. I'm also seeing the energy of two brothers. Um, Two brothers that possibly at one point lived on that land and fought over that land. Two brothers representing two towers. I don't. This is going cryptic. Help! Two brothers representing two towers. Two brothers representing two towers. I'm going to pull a card from the Shaman's Dream. Dream Thief. Refusal of the call. Caterpillar. Opportunity. Dream Thief. Refusal of the call. Riddle me this. Cryptic. Dream Thief. Refusal of the call. I'll say what I'm getting. I always do. It's what I've already said in this reading, the Dream Thief. Certain powers wanting total control over certain areas of this planet. Thief of the dream, thief of the energy. But it's almost like there's elements of the land, Mother Earth, that fights back. Even as far as, I mean, whatever your belief system of that day, it was man-made. It wasn't that, that day it woke up, there was something wrong structurally or an earthquake and it just fell. Whatever happened that day was man-made. Um, but even in that, to have such a disrespect for humanity, for land, for buildings that are built upon land, there is a payback. There's documents in that building. I'm not going to go too far. Oh no. There was documents in those twin towers that needed to go. Um, things, it was convenient. Anyway, moving on. Um, I'll keep that card there. Show me the energy of the land. Show me the original energy of that land. Show me the energy of the land, please. Show me the energy of the land. We're now using Dinah Cooper's Golden Future. Show me the energy of that land. Unicorns. Spread the light of unicorns. Communal markets. Trust that all you need will come to you. It's abundant land. I'm feeling that America is abundant land. Um, Abundant frequencies that maybe others knew about again, wanted to take charge of it. These unicorns. Spread the light of the unicorns. Communal markets. Look at that as well. Space, heaven and earth, the galactics, time travel as well. Look at all of those different things that you could. It's a time travel portal. Some of the staff that worked in the original towers were aware that something was with the land, especially intuitives that worked there. And some people chose to work there because they knew that on some level. Um, Angels, ask the angels. Should we ask the angels then? They're showing me like inner world cities, gateways into inner world cities. Because it's almost like they peeled back, like you peel an orange, they peeled back the tarmac, the concrete, they peeled back the concrete, and down there is inner world cities. Again, that are shielded because humans can't tolerate anything that's different. Dragons. Send dragons to heal the world. We've got dragons there as well. See what I'll share my vision with you. My vision is as well of dragons with fire and burning. Um, a battle of two dragons. You see the two brothers, two towers, two dragons. Let's go. Let's pull some cards on the time travel. Show me the time. Oop, what have I just knocked off? Have I just knocked the card off? Yes. Oh, trying to, because it's right under my chair. See if I pull my thingy back out, damage it. Oh, I haven't. Oh God. Netcaster. Preparations come to fruition. Preparations come to fruition. That's the card that I knocked onto the floor. Um, show me. Show me how that land can be used to time travel. Definitely, it's a chariot. And the King of Pentacles as well at the bottom. It's very active land. It's very active land. You know, if you actually got that land and built holistic therapy centres over it, or hospitals, I'd say possibly holistic therapy centres, because hospitals can be corrupted as well. Um, the healers and shamans that worked there, therapists, could really utilize those energies. Yeah, the sun. It's a beautiful piece of land. It's an abundant piece of land, which is why World Trade Centers will put them trade centers. Nine of Cups, greed and power, but it's attracted in the dark, greed and power. Um, we could also say, was just pulling the card, Queen of Swords, something that needed to go to let something new come in to take us forward. I said in yesterday's video, it's really easy when talking about the Twin Towers to go down rabbit holes. I have, and I believe that there's more to it than meets the eye. But if we get stuck in, let's just call it the conspiracy of it. I know that can be triggering because it's been weaponized now. And people, if they don't agree with you now, you're a conspiracy theorist, whether you like it or not, because it's been weaponized. It's like the word karma has got weaponized. Um, but there's also something otherworldly, let's call it otherworldly, going on to do with timelines, to do with possible spiritual warfare, to do with portals, portals that were contaminated, maybe. Um, the land there as well, the ley lines go out across the world as well. And having all that energy above it in the trade centers would have been a controversial. I thought I only had the name of that organization then, and I lost it. Going into that powerful portal would have not been beneficial for the world. It was too heavy, that frequency. which is why now what you've got is you've got monuments with running water. And it's almost like if you've been there, let me get your pictures up. If you've been there, it's almost like the land has opened up so it can breathe better. Ground zero, ground zero. Oh, it's on aeroplane. Duh. See what I mean? You see the two squares there? The reason why I pulled that face because I thought that looked like a pyramid. Oh, God, I love investigating things. There you go. And if you think about as well, they look like monoliths. They've got like monolith vibe to them as well. See what I mean? Because let me get my head straight here. They're the new towers that are more like monoliths connecting up. Yeah, because that's the old towers there. The new buildings are here. Like, sorry for being rude, sticking one finger up at everybody. Oh, we're doing that to the establishment, not you. Do you see what I mean? Do you see how that actually has a galactic feel? Now I know this is still a trade place, and I know that the powers that were will have been behind that. But I also, who's commented on my YouTube studio? But I also know how to go higher and think deeper with these things. Look at that. Look at the difference to what was there. So what was there was World Trade Center. Let's type that in. We'll get there. You all know what World Trade Center looked like. Sorry, I'm having problems with my phone because my screen things come up on it. So my screen protector. So I'm having to press on it like that until Gary can sort it out for me. That's what I'm having to do with it to type things that's triggering me. You see the difference between that, how dense it looks, compared to the picture that I've what you're saying? I'd love to sit and chat with you. You can do any time. Um, see what I mean? So we now I knew I need to look at those because I've been having to cope with phone all day. Because you know when it lifts up the cover that these protect it anyway. To have a more galactic feel to it with like monoliths. Let me type in monoliths for those that don't know what monoliths look like. Taking piss now. I want to go spare. Mono monoliths. Yeah. So the new buildings that even though yes, they are, I reckon those old trade centers had some heavy stuff in them. Okay. The new setup helps to bring a lightness in. It's not perfect by any stretch, but it helps to bring a lightness because whatever you see, none of these people build by accident. They're not stupid. Put it that way. So are you still with me? So that helps the energy to flow. So for although yes, it was a tragic, tragic time, and sending love and blessings to the family, there was also something else going on there. And this is the thing with spirit and energy. This universe, this earth cannot fail. So sometimes things have to happen, like an earthquake, she has to crack and purge, like we have to go to the toilet and purge. She has to clear things, she has to clear energies, and that could be through fire or water. Um, in order to clear something to bring something else in. So show me the ancient energy of ground zero. Show me the energy of that energy of ground zero. Got me wanting to go back there now. Benefactor, grace, and generosity. Hollow bone, teachability. Again, we've got a shamanic vibe here, the Native Americans. Um, Teachability is here to teach us something. It's very active land. You hear people that say they go up to trees and cuddle them and talk to them. My first ever friend was a tree that I used to talk to and communicate as a little girl. That land's the same. Take out the trauma that's been there, take away the big buildings, see through all that illusion. That land there can be spoken to and alchemized. Um, Maybe some of you that are struggling with the energies of America at the minute, if you live in America, maybe it's something you could do as a country. Either go in there and doing some work, obviously keep it a little bit low key, um, because knowing that that has the power to ripple across the world. So, during the 9/11 incident, was that also a form of time traveling for many souls? The Four of Swords nearly came out, and as it was flipping out, what I got was sometimes lots of souls choose to go together. There'll be other soul tribe. Sometimes a soul tribe will come in together and they'll go out together. And that's when you get big disasters of freak disasters. It could be an earthquake. So those souls that were in there chose to go at that very point. So let me get my number because I swear to God, I've said this before. If dyslexia exists with numbers, I've got it. So it's 9/11. So 9 comes before 10, which is the end. 11 is the new beginning. 2001, 01, which is the reset. When those towers went down and it across the world. Now, I'm not saying physically we felt it. If you were close to it, you possibly would have done. But energetically, when those towers went down, sound effects, the energy rippled across the world, causing something within people to start the process off. Because not forgetting what's under the land, the magic that's under that land. And it's still rolling today. There's also now guardians that are there, energetic guardians that weren't there before because it had been lost. The power of the land had been lost. So I'm being shown that it's almost like crystals are coming out. There's some land. This is the land in between. This is possibly the good energy of that land and the powers that were, or the builders of that land that come and build on it. And it can go out of sync where it all becomes about them. Whereas now it's more of a balance, but it's still not perfect. It's still very rocky. But whereas before it was ruled, now it's you're not having it all until a rebalance can be really brought to the fruition. Show me the energy of the land today. Show me the energy of that land today at the time of filming. Show me the energy of that land today at the time of filming. Three of Cups, which can be celebrations, the divine feminine. Eight of Wands, which is moving forward. The choice, the Two of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles. We'll do one more. I want to do another one. Page of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. What I'm feeling is, and I saw it when I got that card there, is right now it's for some people, it's really easy to go into fear with current states of affairs and think, oh my God, choice has gone, divine feminine energy is under attack, etc., etc., etc. Some people genuinely think that. And I get why people can come to that conclusion. What I'm hearing, American friends, is it's really important that you don't go into that energy, that you realize that that energy and that fear is in a certain dimension but a lower frequency. So it's important to think higher. And never before have you needed to think higher. And this is where the choice comes in, Two of Swords. It's almost like I want to say the land there. I'm going to do a lot of research once I finish this video. Feels like it could even form the center of America. I know it's not. I don't think so. The center of America. Um, and Ace of Pentacles is the newness that wants to come in. The Three of Wands, which is new energy, which is receiving. Also, as well, what this reminds me of is other places in the world like Glastonbury, Stonehenge, other places across the world, places in India like the Taj Mahal, and all of those other sacred places, and the energy's starting to reconnect. And it's almost like we've got to be patient while this energy builds up. We're in a real holding station at the minute as a collective where we're not yet there, but we're not where we used to be. And it's a real confusing, irritating, scary place for some. But it's about just being patient and allowing the grids to be rebuilt. This sounds triggering and I don't mean it to be, but I wonder if, because I just found myself gazing at those dragons, I wonder if, and again, put it this way, there are certain times when the energy goes a bit weird. And I remember the first time I learned about it, it was through a shaman. And it was a certain day, and this person said to me, "Be careful today, you guys." It was a group of us, because the light and the dark are having a battle today. The light galactics and the dark galactics, and it can affect the earth. And especially people that live with people with entities or have entities, or so if you're all going out and about today, be careful of road rage, irritation, etc., etc., etc. And that can happen, not a lot, but I can feel when it does, it's like they're off again. There's a battle going off. Um, I wonder if, don't shoot the messenger, that if there was a dragon energy there that had to bring those towers down because of what was held in it. Yes, but people died in that, I know, but that was also a tribe of souls that wanted to go at that time. They were also a very elevated tribe of souls in those buildings, the ones that went, the ones that died to go through that. You wouldn't, for what I'm hearing is you wouldn't get your normal average soul that could do that because the fear, there's only certain energies that can deal with that. Does that make sense? So if God forbid, if ever you do get yourself caught up in something like that, I hope that can bring some peace, that actually you're there for a reason. Um, have any of you read the books Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson, where in it there's like battles between light and dark, and in the towns and cities. So there'll be a big kick-off in a village where it's light and the dark. So like the warlocks and the witches will like, and they'll have a right old kick-off, and they'll smash shop windows and all of that. But it comes out in the news the next day, the Muggles are reading it, and all they know is that there's been a hurricane or there's been mass flooding. They are not shielded, they'll shield it. So the good guys will shield it. Do you know what I mean? Or they'll do what's called wiping memory. They, as in the characters in the book. And again, I believe authors are time travelers, and authors are able to pull in different pieces of information. So also that could be happening as well. Like I said, I do believe there are lots of things going in the world, but there's not just one reason for anything. There is not just one reason for anything. So that could also be why many people can't just accept that it was what it was. Again, none of us can, quite a few of us can't. Um, the battle between light and dark. Interesting. Interesting. I want to do a video like this on the white. I kind of keep saying it, but I know I do a lot of daily tarots on here, but I am going to be bringing more and more of this stuff in as well because I actually really enjoy it. I'd like to do the White House because I have, like I say, I have some weird experiences with that place. Um, Pompeii. Um, yeah, lots of things we can do with this playlist. So, what else wants to come through in relation to the Twin Towers? Horned cactus, resourcefulness, curiosity, wizardry, and people becoming more and more curious. That reminds me of like an energy of spiritual protection needed at this time. Resourcefulness, needing to be resourceful at these times, going through what we're going through. So let's just round this section of the video up in relation to the Twin Towers. So the Twin Towers. What is that land trying to teach us at this time? What is that land trying to teach us at this time? The choice point, Two of Swords, the burden that needs to be placed down. FBI, that's it. That's the group that we're in there. Anyway, Ace of Cups, self-care. The flowing waters. Those of you that have seen the monuments with the flowing waters. That land I'm feeling is on its way to doing what it's meant to be with the monolith type buildings that, yes, I know will have stuff going in it, but the balance is tipping in the right direction. The water, the holes, the portals that are now open with the running water so there can be a connection for people coming up. Also, as well, the names of the souls that died there, those souls were hugely powerful, and that energy of those souls helping to anchor something in as well. Um, Five of Wands, there is still battles there over the land. The needing to move forward and to transform. I heard the words transform fire. To go forward, freedom. Three of Cups. I was going to say there's a female president coming in the future. She's very different to what we've ever experienced before. Um, pull a card on her. Ooh, female president. Yeah, victory for a female president. Um, pull a card on her. Female president of the future. We've got two. Hierophant and the Ace of Wands. Five of Swords. But whoever she is, she comes in to clean up. She really is someone that's coming in to clean up. She really is someone that's coming in to clean up. And she really does, woo, and she really does have the light on her side. An Ace of Wands, she's in a strong position. Interesting. Hope we get to see her in our lifetime, but whenever she comes in, brilliant. Um, I wonder if she's got a connection to that land. Let me know, American friends, what type of things are in those? No, don't actually. Um, will there be political buildings and stuff in those buildings that are there now? Because I'm feeling as though she comes from there, or she could live around there. She could have been born around there. She's got a connection to those areas. She may have even lost people in the 9/11 stuff. See, what I always found strange about that as well is 9/11 is their emergency number in America, isn't it? 911. See what I mean? It's you can't make it up, really. Right. Anything else about that land before we go? Because I just don't want to. I feel like it's a land that you can't spend too much time prodding and poking them. It's just got to be left. Um, I am seeing shields being put up. There were shields put up. Us humans saw something, but something else was happening. This isn't about other things and, demolition. This isn't about that. There was something else that day energetically. Because I'm seeing like galactics putting the shields over it, so we can't really see what happened. Um, there we go. Right. The Bronte sisters. Ooh, Haworth. Please don't turn off at this point if you don't know who the Bronte sisters of Haworth are. There are three, I'm just sorting out my cards. There are three sisters in from Yorkshire, England, who wrote things like Wuthering Heights, Jane Eyre, Tenant of Wildfell Hall, possibly the most well-known ones. Um, Lots of people are obsessed with Haworth. The energy in Haworth is it's interesting. Um, in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that I could sense like a portal beneath that dining table. The folklore goes, the story goes, they sat around the table in the living room in the study with the fire going, writing their stories and swapping stories. If you think about authors and writers that can time travel, these women, the people even people even said they were women beyond their time. Um, so they had the ability to go out of their time, out of themselves, out of wherever they were living to get this information. So let's tune in now, coming away from ground zero, and we're going to be going to Haworth. So let me show you, for those of you that don't know, so you can get the vision in your head, because I'm polite like that. Bronte Parsonage. Oh, my phone. Don't realise how easy things are until you can't use them. So that's the Bronte Parsonage. Back in the day, it didn't have that bit on it, so it was that. Um, and that's the table that I'm talking about there. Okay. You see, I just saw the chimney, like what they say about Santa Claus coming down the chimney and going up the chimney. I just saw the vision of energetically them going up the chimney, two different realms. Um, so we're in the parsonage now. I'm feeling as well that they used to have trances that they possibly didn't realise, or they'd go and try and have a right and they'd sleep. But while they were asleep, it is the chimney. The gateway in that house is the chimney going up the chimney. Um, and I'm sat in that same room, and it's almost like I'm seeing all the different realities around them. It was very intense, very intense. Um, the feeling of those stories, the feeling of those energies around them. It's one of the reasons why they struggle to marry and go and live a normal life, because the energy of that place. And it's one of the reasons why Charlotte actually struggled there a lot of the time and needed to break away. But it's the same reason why Emily Bronte needed to be there, because she thrived in that energy. Um, During their sleep, when they went to bed, they would time travel. It's also one of the reasons why Branwell, their brother was Branwell, used to drink and take things like opium and laudanum, because some people can't actually handle it, and especially if you're new to it. Um, it's almost like I'm seeing them going about their daily lives, and like a story just comes in, and it's plonked, 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 plonked into their brain, into their consciousness. So showing me the land before there was a house there. I know the old story is that pagans used to live there, as in on the land. Um, I actually had a dream. How was a dream, or was it a situation where I went there and it wasn't? It was like Romany gypsy type energy of gypsy caravans and things like that. It had more of a pagan feel to it, which again is why churches are built there. So, oh, interesting. There's a church where I used to live that I have the wildest dreams about, like nuts dreams. So, big buildings like palaces, castles, Hampton Court, and the time traveling I did there, churches around these places where you can time travel, where there is increased power. It's to keep the power. Um, I'm now seeing sacred geometry in the land. The Brontes were time travelers, without a shadow of a doubt. Also, as well, Haworth Moor. Some people in the world intentionally know about these places and build and sabotage them for a reason. And some people intentionally don't. They just get an urge to build houses on some land or an urge to build a church somewhere because it's something that works through them that's possibly dense that wants to claim that power back. Say if you've got an entity working through someone that's greedy, an entity that wants you to make money and that kind of stuff will force you into that. Or you've got an entity on you that wants you to get power. Oh my God, again. That wants you to get power over people. Um, they will go into that land. Many humans at the minute are becoming extremely exhausted because the land is starting to really fire up again. It's not where it was when the Druids and the ancients walked. It's not there yet. We would be frying if it was. But I've noticed the past couple of days we've had snow in my part of England and the sky. And that's why when I'm doing videos at the minute, I do keep being rude and I'm conscious I'm doing it, looking above my laptop because the sky it has so many colours and codes in it right now. It's beautiful. I've never seen it look so beautiful. But consequently, many humans are becoming tired with it and lethargic with it and feeling bogged down with it. There's an aspect of many humans that are scared of time traveling, scared of portals, scared of tarot, scared of crystals. But that scared feeling has to be dealt with because it's going to become more and more prevalent. You're going to hear more and more people talking about it. Also, as well, us that do the work, we are being required to talk more and more about it. It's interesting because my hairdresser, I couldn't go to, she had a party and I couldn't go to it because I had some healing and I was purging. And I was like, I don't want to bullshit because I've got to go for my hair doing soon. And I was like, I don't want to bullshit her until her lie I had COVID or something, that old chestnut that everyone pulls out of bag to get out of stuff. Stop it, Claire. No need. Anyway. And I just my guys went, well, why are you not being honest? You know, if you'd have gone for an operation that day, you'd go in and say, I'm going for an operation, I can't come, or I had to get called in for an emergency operation. You wouldn't think twice about unless it was something really intimate. Then why? And it's true. It's so true. It's like, what do you do for a job? I'm a clairvoyant shamanic practitioner, Reiki master. What's your hobbies? If someone says to you, what's your hobbies? Well, I like watching tarot readers on YouTube. I like doing crystals. I'm interested in, do you know what I mean? We're here for this. We are here for this now. And we've had so many years where we could get away with playing it small. We could get away with being underground. We could get away with not talking about it and just talking about it in our tribes. But we're not going to get that luxury anymore because that's imprisoning ourselves. And the more people that talk about it, the more that it brings that frequency of it into the world, and it spreads like ripples across a pond. Um, Many people that visit the Haworth Parsonage or like Ground Zero afterwards, some people actually can fire up their energies there. Can they fire up their time traveling energies? It's more common than we realise. You know, we hear someone that can time travel and we're, oh, can time travel, but it's more common. Um, have you ever found yourself just sat there and all of a sudden your mind's drifted off to, I don't know, 1971, and you've got to come to like, God, what happened there? God, thought I would. Apologies. What's that now? This is because anyway, my new cover was being put on yesterday, and Gary's knocked all my silent buttons off, and I don't know how to do it. Oh, that's how I do it. Um, well, that's a form of time traveling. Um, what if I don't come back? You will come back. We've got a thread, a silver thread that threads us to our body, threads us to our soul. Um, Humanity is really going to be asked over the next 3, 4 years to rise, to really rise. And rising is, I don't mean into over people or arrogance. That's not rising. Arrogance is bullying. It's rising as an individual. It's stepping into empowerment. Um, Taj Mahal, I'm hearing, is an interesting place as well, because that's very much heart chakra. Heart chakra, is that a word? Like the toe. And again, that feels like somebody wanted that energy for themselves. I know nothing about the Taj Mahal, only that wasn't it a monument to someone's loved one. But it feels as though, again, that was something that wanted that energy for themselves. Um, but on the flip side, people visit the Taj Mahal um, to go up at it, some people, for healing. Um, I'm also hearing that the Romans knew how to use the land and how to build to advantage. What's the future? What's the future? What's the future of? Let's go back to ground zero. What's the future for ground zero? Eventually, it many landscapes are going to be changing anyway. But I'll tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing it full of monoliths and water features. But these are water features like this is, whatever they've done now with those two holes in the ground of the water fountain, this is just the beginning of it. It's just a seeding of it. Um, Population of America will be reduced and new souls will come into America. This is over time. A gradual process, like we said in yesterday's video, because too much information can be too much knowledge that can be used wrong or used irresponsibly. But more and more people will be able to use it responsibly. What's going to be the future of the Bronte Parsonage land? I'm actually getting that house shouldn't just be a museum. It should be used as like a retreat, a writer's retreat, a creative's retreat. I'm seeing something far in the future where there's like wooden huts, like log cabins there. Um, Wooden built again, wood can be used for creation. And these places are for creation, not just writing, but painting, crockery, tapestry. I'm also seeing a sinkhole in the grave because the graveyard in front of it, there's a sinkhole there. So the graveyard, that energy needs to go and be cleansed as well. There's a possibility for a flood. And what I'm seeing is somehow the water comes in off the moor and goes down the cobble street. Those of you that have been to Haworth will know what I mean. Goes down. And again, that is a biblical, otherworldly, a bit like what happened with Boscastle. Oh, we'll look at Boscastle flood as well and Cornwall because that's an interesting place. So I have gone on and on and on for quite some time. I'd like to keep these videos to a certain level, not too long. We start going over an hour, it starts going crazy. And it can be a lot, can't it, to watch? So final card for this reading that we've done, talking about both of these places. Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. Unmarked trail revelation. So this is something that's never happened on this planet before, because you had people that knew, then you had people that didn't, then you had people that kind of had an itch and needed it to be scratched. That's us. So we are walking on uncharted territory. There's no one out there, ancients, that we can go to and say, how do we do this? We are the trailblazers. Drifter experiencing life as it comes in I think it was a session this morning. I said to someone, spiritual awakening is like what my guide showed me, like a book. You get a book. Let me look for a book. First time there's not a book in front of me. Interesting. So you get a book, which is this here, if I can get it. I know it's not a book, but it's a book. Okay. You've got a book to read. It's got a front and a back. I know it's not, but it's a moon diary. To go through a book, you've got to do it a page at a time. You've got to work through a page at a time, line at a time, word at a time, paragraph at a time, chapter of a time at a time, yeah? Only, people that go to the back, very rarely. If you're doing that, then you're bypassing yourself. Many people are now wanting to, I've done it. And it's, in fact, that book. I don't want to read the book. I want to get straight to it. Sorry for swearing, but that's the energy of it. I don't want to deal with that. I want to get there now. I want to be a shaman. I don't want to be a clairvoyant. I want to be a shaman, which is why lots of people are calling themselves shamans now, and they're not. Um, they want to bypass their own healing to become a healer. There's a lot of that at the minute. People bypassing their own journey, and they've not even started their own because they want to go and help people. But actually, it's one page at a time, one paragraph at a time. You get so much information for any topic. You've got to have time to process it, think, and then other things come to you, light bulb moments, and then we revisit it. And then we get the next layer. It's like our healing. You're not going to be able to consume it all because it would fry you. It would cook us alive. We would die because we're talking about high energy here. So I hope you've got something from this. Again, the playlist, the channeling playlist, and the ancient mysteries. We will be back on this subject on a regular basis, I think, because I'm interested in it. Because I think more and more of it's going to be coming up. And as you're going about your day-to-day practice, know that you're not just walking down a street. You could be walking, we just think, oh, the Bermuda Triangle. But if I said to you, there's loads of places like the Bermuda Triangle out there. And again, don't interfere with that. Um, Interesting American friends, if you've got connections to, and I know America's a vast place, but if you can get to New York and do some work there, be greatly appreciated. Um, yes, thank you. I'm trying to think of an emoji. If you get to the end of this video and you want to leave a comment, but not sure what to put, please leave me a key. As a key to the different realms and dimensions. Thank you for watching. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.